Hi friends, be cut. Brain is creating a thought. This is called punpiso. And again, I'm going to talk about the neurological disorder that is infecting United States of America. And this disorder is propagated in the millions of churches in the country, making people theotarded, ignorant. Theotarded means delayed and slow grasping reality because of imaginary friend gods. That's theotarded. Theo equals God, tardy means late. Not to say retarded because then you get involved with the other disorders. But this is a believing God that makes people stupid and delayed, stuck in the 12th century. Millions of churches do it. Atheists, the sane scientists, they don't see it, which is really bad because they should speak out like I do. Okay, full of emotion, of course. But I want to be calm when I talk about this disease. You see the Naval shooting, this man? Well, guess what? Christ psychosis. Because the moment that people are born in Christianity-infected homes, they believe in these imaginary friends and all that crap. It's a psychosis, it's a schizophrenia. It's exactly the same like a schizophrenia. There's no difference. But of course, in the moment you start changing, and from this Christian crap, you start embracing Buddhist crap. Start your Buddha. Hermaphrodite, because Buddha is a man and Buddha is a woman. He has manifestation of both sexes, just like in ancient mythologies, the same thing. Mother Earth, Father Earth, and so forth. Remember, the brain is the creator of thought. When the brain malfunctions, you have a problem. You start believing in imaginary friends. So believing God is believing in imaginary friend. And schizophrenic and people with neurological disorders, problem and trauma with the brain, they accept imaginary friends, aka God, Satan, spirits, and ancient aliens as true. So I'm going to present some facts about the problem in the United States of America having the shooter running around. And you see all these shooters? They are sick people. They're all Christians. They brought up Christians. And then, of course, oh, they have a problem with the brain. Mental illness. Yes, everybody that goes to church is mentally ill. Pastors are mentally ill. Rick Warren is mentally ill. This guy is sick. And they spread the diseases and molest the brain of children with the garbage in churches all the time. And nobody sees it. Atheist scientists do not see it. And that is really very troubling and very bad. But I tell it like it is. If you believe in God, you are a theotard, you have a problem with your brain. We're in the 21st century, not the 12th. And religious delusions created in the brain are no different than schizophrenia-induced delusions, bipolar and all of that. And this is absolutely a fact.
He ever harmed a child. But between the chats and the dungeon, prosecutors believe he was close to acting on his fantasy. Theaters to more pictures and more leads. To date, almost 170.
Now, these people are brought up in Christ psychosis infected homes. They are taught the Bible all the time. They go to church all the time. Animals are there created by God to serve us. And the million of churches in the United States of America infect the brain of people, teaching you all this crap like Noah's and the Ark and all these irrational things of the Bible, which is a book of fairy tales. And look at this. No wonder these Christian prophets and all these idiots are do all these things. And it's all created by their defective brains. Schizophrenics do the same identical thing. They cannot tell between fantasy and reality. And the scientists like Dr. Krauss and everybody, they never protest on the churches. They don't connect that religious beliefs are a form of mental illness. It's a psychosis. Even this lady, Eugene Scott, it's amazing. And this is the reason we have these problems. Dakin doesn't say it.
4 months old.
See, that's the reason.
Officials say
Missile outbreak in the United States.
Have never been vaccinated.
In 20 years.
Surprising considering the pastor's televangelist father has long spoken out against children getting immunized.
See the piece of shit?
Suggesting
Exactly.
And it's not just Texas. This past spring, 50 children in an Orthodox Jewish community in Brooklyn got the measles.
See that?
None of
atheist scientists don't realize that religion is schizophrenia. It's a form of schizophrenia.
Okay.
And there are also puppies. Let me tell you the story.
Typical Christian imbeciles.
Little guy. I was 10 weeks old.
Disgusting.
He only weighs 5.5 pounds.
Only Psychosis infected imbeciles do this.
He was attached to what's called a log chain.
Psychosis said animals are there for our own benefit. We can torture them, we can kill them, we'll fight and all that stuff. Hunting
Keep him
them.
awake and send vibrations through his body. Alexis told police he had not seen the people, but he believed that there were 2 men and a woman, and that they were, quote, using a microwave machine to send vibrations through the ceiling, penetrating his quote. And he told police that he never felt anything like this. He felt the individuals would harm him. He would not tell.
Religion bizarre beliefs are no different to the bizarre beliefs in schizophrenia.
That he had no history of mental illness in his family, that he'd never had a mental episode. Now, Newport police notified the naval station at 8.
And you know, all these shootings, all this craziness that's happening in the United States of America is thanks to Christ's psychosis. This schizophrenia nobody sees. And of course, in all my videos, I repeat this ad nauseam because it's so important that Americans understand what's the problem, what is the great cancer of the brain. And it's spread in churches all over the country, millions of churches. And atheists or sane scientists, they ignore it. They don't see it. They don't connect the dots. We create our thoughts with the brain. We are born tabula rasa. In other words, we are born lacking belief or anything, lacking knowledge. And if we grow up and we are born into a religious psychosis families with the millions of churches around, and they are going to take you to church all the time and feed you all this garbage, mythologies that are accepted as reality. And you know, Christianity is a psychosis just like a schizophrenia. It has imaginary friends, which is known as gods. That's resurrected somebody that's said with blood, and it's taught in churches. And the Bible, which is another book of mythologies, there are many of them, is accepted as reality. And in the moment you are brought up in a Christian home, or in any other home that is not Christian, but you're subjected to Christianity-infected laws of the country. Everybody acts crazy because of this Christian crap. And there are millions of churches. There are Christ Psychosis University, Christ Psychosis schools, everything. And people learn their degrees, get their degrees with these Christianity-infected universities, or Mormon-infected universities, full of fairy tales, very dangerous one, just like a schizophrenia. And this is the problem. The guy, the shooter, is psychotic like all the other shooters are. Brought up in a Christian home, then he turned into Buddhism, which is another psychosis. Or if you're going to Islam, it's another psychosis. And this, and the neurologists and psychiatrists, they say, oh, there's a mental illness in the United States. Yes, Christianity, a mental illness, believe in imaginary friends that say with blood. There is no difference, people. No difference between the imaginary, between the bizarre metamagical beliefs at the core of all religions. Find me one single religious dogma that does not have imaginary friends. Things that are irrational, fairy tales that are absurd, ridiculous in this 21st century. Find me one. Also, find me one schizophrenia type disorder that does not have imaginary friends. Into it. That's demonic possession. That is angels. That is going to church. That's praying. That's going like this. That's saying prayers in the Congress. That's, oh, I'll pray for you. We'll pray. Prayers don't work, you idiots. And this is the problem in this country, all over the place. I don't know what language to use, but it's a fact. This is the greatest problem in the country. So I'm going to bring you some more clips in here, and you connect the dots. You make up your mind, see what if these people are sane, or they have a problem, like schizophrenics do. Because the problem is that in the United States, the word religion is missing something. It's like saying ache, 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 and the ache. What kind of ache? Toothache, eye ache, head ache. That is the reason the word religion never should be said by itself. Religious psychosis is the whole word, which is equivalent to, then it makes sense. The same thing that atheist, lack and believe in imaginary friends. That's what it means. A is no, and theos is God, which is imaginary friend, which is also the believe in imaginary friends. So when you're an atheist, you're sane. You don't believe in imaginary friends. In other words, you're mentally healthy. That's what people don't understand. So you never say atheist by itself. You say sane atheist, or you can say sane, in other words, or also known as atheist. Always emphasize that. So you always say religious psychosis. What is a Christ? It's a zombie that resurrects with blood. Jesus Christ. What is Allah? A guy goes in a flying horse, or to have a tour of heaven. All these gods, all these Allah, Buddha, Vishnu, they are characters. They are created by the human brain when it's sick or it's under drugs. Take some drug and you'll have all these gods running around. This is the problem in this country. That's the reason you have all the shootings. Look at the Congress. The GOP is all infected with cry-psychotics. Look at the whole Senate. And nobody mentions religion for the mental illness it is. It's a form of schizophrenia, and nobody does it. I'm going to bring you some little clips, and you make up your mind. Okay? And I'll be nice. I will not go flying off the handle like I usually do, because it's disgusting. Christianity is a virus. It's a brain virus, disgusting thing that is. But look at all these circumcisions. That's child abuse, cutting a little boy's penis, which is damaging the whole system, which is, we are evolved mutated primates. Well, you have to cut a penis or cut a clit. And then you suck it with your mouth like they do, the rabbis do. In New York, they give the kids herpes. And nobody mentions that. This is perfectly normal. No, because it's Jewish psychosis. The people are sick people that bang their heads on a wall. Christians go to church, go on their knees, and they go like this, which is actually committing fellatio. That's where it originated from. Or they lift the butt up in the air like the Muslims. That is, they want to be penetrated, they want to be, sodomite by penis Christ, the Lord and Savior. The penis is the creator. Our true creator is the penis of our dads. People don't see it. I bring more information. Just keep in mind this fact. The brain creates the mind. When the brain malfunctions, it creates these zombie-god beliefs which are no different than schizophrenia. Look at this Jewish circumcision. Sucking the baby's penises. Nobody sees this. And atheist scientists don't see these crazy people. Religion is a psychosis. And this is never mentioned. Even in Young Turks. This Anna Perino is a cry-psychosis infected imbecile. Look at this. They're killing people because they're gay. Look at this moron. This is a cry-psychosis infected imbecile. And atheists never question this mental health of this imbecile, this cry-psychotic infected dummies.
People for mental illness. Kay and I have known this for years and years.
A Christian?
The reason we were quiet was primarily to protect
about mental illness,
it was
you
his story
idiot.
to tell. And so A, he'll be healed miraculously, or B,
really?
he'll get treatment, therapy, medicine that helps him manage his disease for
Why
the rest of his life.
atheist scientists don't go and protest in the churches? These people are sick people. They're all schizophrenics. They have this problem with the brains. And scientists do not protest.
He's struggling to be in the public spotlight, to have people scrutinizing his life.
You people are sick.
He didn't need that.
You're schizophrenics.
Would you like him
Of some be God believe.
that they're going to be in heaven because of him. And
Really?
I know the Lord.
Really?
I have a relationship with Jesus because of your son over
Really?
the years.
Is there any difference between the thinking of these men and those of a schizophrenic? None.
That in God's garden of grace,
Be happy! He's in heaven, you imbecile!
and that was true.
You're so deluded and crazy.
It's making a difference. Of course,
Incredible.
I still want my son back.
Absolutely.
Why do you want him back? He's in heaven. Why don't you kill yourself to join him?
In 2
Idiot.
Samuel, who David
Look at Pastor Warren. This guy is corrupting the mind of children in churches with these stupid books they're meaningless. His son committed suicide. Why doesn't he rejoice? He's in heaven, right? What is wrong with these people? And they're going to be in heaven. Heaven does not exist. The only life after death these people are going to get is his body being rotten, full of bacteria, because we have more bacteria in our body than cells. There are viruses and bacteria all over the place. And they don't see it. And atheist scientists like Dawkins, Krauss, Harris, Dennett, and the rest of them still do not see it. Connect the dots. Religious psychosis. Believing God and all these churches are full of crap. They're full of mythologies. They're okay if this is the 12th century, but this is the 21st century. There are no gods. God is a brain disease. Believing God is a brain disease. An atheist scientist should mention this truth. Pastors in the United States should be committed. These people belong in, they're corrupting the mind of children. They're disgusting people. Disgusting, insane, crazy. And they should be committed. They should be treated like schizophrenics or temporarily epileptic. They're corrupting the mind of children. And that's the reason we have all these shootings and all the problems, all these crazy people running around all of a sudden. Oh, what happened? Oh, they're schizophrenic if they shoot somebody. But if they believe in Jesus Christ and in angels and demonic possession, and oh, thank you, Lord, like Michelle Bachmann and the rest of the psychotics and the God-obsessed party, the GOP, then they are considered sane with all these churches. And then they well, let me tell you one thing. Let's tell it like it is. If these Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles get sick, hey, if they get sick, pray. Don't call a doctor. The reason you have science is to cure you. Thanks to science, not to throw zombie Jesus or crap like that, mythological bullshit. So that's a fact. We should remember that.
Posted.
See, they're Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles, anti-science, a stupid piece of shit.
Serious
Deluded people.
in
This is Christianity for you, a disorder.
of what is good and word
These nuts are not put in the mental institution they belong.
good, what isn't.
And the stupid atheist scientists don't connect
Find out what
religious beliefs to a mental illness.
Officials have found
Dumbasses.
between vaccines and autism.
Or delayed the vaccine. And in 2000,
Reported in recent years in San Diego, Indiana, North Carolina, and elsewhere.
Here you go.
Unvaccinated people.
Anti-science pieces of shit.
International Church. In part, some people think I am against immunization.
No, you're an anti-science piece of shit.
She's now
Actual bus?
The van, the
Oh, you teach science.
system is gone.
So now don't scream and don't insult zombie Jesus.
Everything
Put up, idiots, with your delusions.
was under 6 feet of water.
Okay, there you go. Why don't you ask zombie Jesus for help?
This institution of the Rockaway is, for
Yeah, you should close down.
the school public.
You guys are liars. You teach children garbage.
And virtually every
You don't understand science.
has similar.
Now you have a hurricane. You don't know how to deal with it,
going from
and you don't pay taxes. So don't expect help from the government either.
have this
Really touched me. And this is not just an isolated.
She says that she didn't have a home. Why don't you put it in yours, you piece of
You
shit?
to say what you need.
Why don't you help her?
Not feel abandoned. Not
Why don't you put it in your house when she came around asking for help?
Now, we don't need any more food or water per se. That's an abundant flow.
Why don't you ask Jesus for
We
it?
need now people to come in the community disaster relief people.
Really?
To give directions.
What about Jesus? Well, you pray to him. So the food comes from the sky. Morons.
Finances.
Asking for forgiveness of governmental leaders. Where they have
Christophrenic.
lead us in prayer.
Oh God, we say to you, we do not have clean hands and a pure heart. No one does. You say not one is righteous, not even one. That your eyes.
You crazy woman, you belong in a mental institution.
Looking for one Lord,
idiot.
Who will call.
And these deluded mental cases running the country get their infection in churches. In churches they get their disease.
The voice you
People should be put in jail.
was that of
Mental
Pastor Stephen
institution.
Anderson of the Faithful Word Baptist Church
Yeah.
in Tempe,
See?
Arizona.
Yeah.
On the day before the president's
Look
visit,
at that.
Mr. Anderson told his parishioners that he hates Barack Obama.
The leader of people who are, I think, carrying the white man's burden.
No, it's a psychotic deal, like the KKK, they were all Christians too.
The economic distress of people on them. He feeds them misinformation. He's a man
Of course, he's a liar, he's a Christian, he's a Christophrenic. And this Psychosis infected imbeciles is regarded as a paragon of virtue and morality. He belongs to a mental institution.
Retards.
All right, each of these includes a verse from the Bible.
Look at that.
And they made sure every time they presented something to the president that there was a verse from the Bible, something scriptural, like this one, from the book of Peter. Above a picture of Saddam Hussein, it reads, "This is God's will, that by doing good you should silence the ignorant talk of foolish men."
Ignorant talk.
Insiders do say that all news from the war was presented to the president with scripture. Rumsfeld himself.
Well, the president was already psychotic.
According to sources quoted, very religious. Okay.
The correct word is religious psychosis. Keep it straight.
Civilians were killed in a deadly shooting in a Baghdad traffic circle in September of 2007. No one denies the men were involved. The company they work for, Blackwater, has said all along that the men were responding to insurgent fire. For Blackwater to be expelled from the country.
They should. The Blackwater budget is founded.
They're Psychosis theotards.
And this is what you get when you have these lunatics in the armed forces. They think they're in the crusade. Idiots.
But the U.S. State
Investigation into all of this. We have
all of them are Christians.
You continue to look at this.
Ask them
what religious psychosis they were brought into.
But there are some interesting clues already emerging. I just spoke to a senior Marine Corps official who says, look at the picture. You will see that these people dressed in the Marine Corps combat gear are carrying .30 caliber sniper rifles. That especially the
they're urinating on
person closest
on Arabs, Muslims.
Is wearing a helmet very particular to Marine Corps sniper teams.
Americans are so dumb and ignorant. They don't understand what words mean, thanks to Psychosis.
Yeah, they're Christians. They don't understand. These people are brought up in Christian homes. Christian teachings, and they hate those that don't believe in Christ, in some Jesus.
And what they exactly
they're urinating on corpses, of course.
By all accounts,
that's Christians. They're stupid people.
They do not believe it's a fake.
Mentally ill pieces of shit crusaders.
U.S. military potentially desecrating dead bodies.
Exactly, they do that.
Are they
the darkest day? You know, David says, when I go through the valley of the shadow of death.
Oh, boy.
Wherever, so the key to walking through the valley of the shadow of death is to turn your back on the shadow.
Oh, really? Why not join it? Kill yourself.
That's how you get through it.
Do you feel?
Well, I know that he's in heaven looking down on us.
Really?
We have many loved ones there.
He's being rotten. He's decomposing.
And
he's being eaten by worms and bacteria, you imbecile.
Is more important than
these psychotics are in charge of education in this country and spread all the garbage in delusions in churches.
Close. That I'm not going through this alone. That's a comfort.
Sick people. Completely sick.
And churches keep Americans deluded and ignorant.
In fact, they're hearing voices or any of these things, and you know.
You should go to church.
They're not mind readers.
The people believe they talk to angels and they have demonic possession. Go to church, you stupid woman.
I have a gun.
This is a problem in this country. These people are ignorant. They're either blind or they're so stupid.
There are a lot of cases where patients don't.
Churches all over the place. Presbyterian Hospital. That is a Christian organization, Presbyterian.
Insinuate that they officially have mental illness that should prevent them from.
Yes, all religious people have a mental illness, you imbecile.
And as you can see, even the sane, healthy, atheist scientists like Dennett, they don't question the mental health of these Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles. Look at this lady here, and she's loose in the streets. Nobody questions the imbecility of a zombie God belief. Christ psychosis in America. As you can see, connect the dots on all the clips that I brought you. You have to connect them. Connect history, connect the different reasons, because the mind is the one that creates all this. How these people were brought up. When you learn about somebody that commits a crime, or somebody insane, a heinous crime, learn the upbringing of the person, of the kid, of the person that committed the crime. Learn about the teachers, the schools that he went to, the upbringing, the religious psychosis of the parents, and all that, and then you will understand why they did what they did. Because these people of faith are like time bombs. It's like HIV positive. They look normal and all that, and they look sane, not sane, but healthy in the body. But they are time bombs. They can blow up and become full-blown AIDS person that's consumed the body and kill them, the immune system. And people of faith are all like that. They're all time bombs. They're like crazy people, schizophrenic, waiting to blow up, because you never know when the person is going to say, oh, I hear the voices, or I think people are after me, or the FBI after me, or the ancient aliens, or Jesus Christ, I have to pray more and more, and the demon is going to possess my body, and they commit suicide, they kill themselves, or kill other people, or use guns to actually shoot the aliens. So this is what we must be concerned with. Very important. Religious belief are a mental illness. The worst is Christ psychosis, believing a resurrecting zombie that's with blood. And here in Christ psychosis infected Arizona, with a dumb Californian Christ psychotic infected imbecile witch woman is the governor, a psychotic imbecile running the state. And these people are lunatics and belong in mental institutions. Even the governor's son is psychotic and is in a mental institution. Why do these people don't understand that? We are created by coitus, sperm and egg. And then 9 months later, we obtain our brain. We got the imprinting period. This is inside of the brain. These are axons, dendrites, passing information, getting more connections and more connections. When accepting imaginary friends to be reality, you suffer from a psychosis. Religion is a mental illness. Keep in mind, everything that I present is based on facts and on science. I do not bullshit. I am simply the messenger also. I connect all the dots and present to you the science facts. It's not my opinion, it's reality. 2 + 2 = 4. Not any other number. Sorry. And that's the way it is. We are evolved mutated primates. That's a fact, not an opinion. You know, we are product of a thought, of coitus. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. The brain creates the mind and thought. And that's a fact, not an opinion. When the brain malfunctions, it can only produce deductive thinking that is wrong and incorrect. That is a fact. Sick brains can only produce sick thoughts. They cannot tell between fantasy and reality. And this happened in schizophrenia and also all religions. Same thing. Ergo, religions is a form of schizophrenia. It's organized schizophrenia. A fact. Pace Dio.